Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game. The world champ himself, Christopher Duarte Parasite. We got the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price Aches. And then, of course, we got the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, what's going on? Pat, where the hell are you right now? Are you in a laboratory or something?
Yeah, it's my new background, Tom.
I like it, Pat. I like it.
Yeah,
Looks good,
you guys
Pat.
are always talking about my background, so I had to update it.
I like that, Pat. I like it a lot, man. Looking good over there. What about you, Sam? Mustache looking great?
I'm great, Tom. I'm just doing as great as could be after today.
Today might have been one of the worst day of Call of Duty matches in a long, long time. We'll obviously go over all the matches here shortly, but man, do we got a lot to say. Duarte, what about yourself, brother? Looking good over there. How you doing?
Listen, I'm good, man. Today was a speed run, so I get to hop on COD a little bit earlier and get my night over a little bit earlier as well.
Yeah, matches went very, very quickly today. And then, of course, we got the one and only Benjay Nassim. Ben, how are you, Ben? You doing all right?
Good. I was playing some PGA earlier. That game came out today. And yeah, the matches were a fucking snooze. But I think we'll have a good episode. Take some community questions at the end. Talk about some of these matches. And I think the weekend slate is a little bit better. So people have that to look forward to.
Here we're going to go over all the matches. We'll take a look at fantasy. We'll give our predictions for tomorrow. See what the matchups are looking like tomorrow. And yeah, we'll answer some community questions. If you guys do want to get your questions answered, just drop them. It's pinned to the top of the community right now. So just drop your questions there. And of course, like the best ones, right? The most liked ones we'll take a look at. And then, we'll answer them the best we can. But not going to waste any time. We had only 3 matches today. So shouldn't take us too long to cover. And they were all 3-0s. So a lot going on today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to switch on over to the first series of the day. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties over here. First series of the day, we have the Minnesota ROKKR going up against the Carolina Royal Ravens. This one ended up in a 3-0 fashion here. Carolina win all 3 maps. They win the hardpoint 250 to 198. The S&E goes to around 11 there, but they were able to close that one out, and then a 3-1 in the control. So pretty comfortable here for Carolina against the Minnesota ROKKR. We'll scroll down. We'll take a look at the stat sheet. Looks like for Minnesota, you got a 1.0 from Estriel, but everybody else negative. You got a 0.8 from Gio, a 0.83 from Nero, a 0.88 from Paul. Not looking too good over there. And then the other side, Sebastian Clash, you got a 1.44 from Gwyn today. What a series from him. He had a 1.09 from Thanos, a.k.a. Slasher. TJ with a 0.96, but hanging in there with the damage, keeping up with the rest of his squad, doing what he's got to do. And then Vivid with a 1.09 in this one. You can take a look here at the match MVP. It's going to be Gwyn with a 1.42 and Hardpoint, a 1.0 in S&D, and a 1.65 in control. Gentlemen, this wasn't even close. Sam, we'll start off with you. What did you think of the series, Sam?
Map 2 was pretty close. 5-5 is about as close as it could get. But the respawns, Carolina played great. This was definitely a solid bounce back series for them. It was weird for Minnesota. They haven't been 3-0'd or had a 3-0 for the whole season, and they now have back-to-back against Optic and Carolina, but they just look flat today. Slaying specifically, they just look like they couldn't get a fucking trade, quite frankly. It was a weird series for ROKKR. I think they're better than they showed today, but they just came out super flat. But on the Carolina side, Gwyn, I think he had 1.4 or something. He was absolutely cooking. So a much needed bounce back for Ravens because we were kind of doom and gloom on them. So to come out and get a solid 3-0 is good for them for sure.
Who took that guy in fantasy?
I think
I'm guessing you did, Pat. I'm guessing you did.
And Tom, I'm going against you this week as well.
Yeah, so, and I'm losing 10-0 right now. But to be fair, you have 2 players from Carolina, so I need to make my comeback throughout the weekend. But best of luck to you, Pat. Best of luck to you.
You as well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Pat. This is like as good as it can get for you, to be honest, to start off the weekend. Gwyn, you have Gwyn and Slasher, right?
Yeah, both of them.
So they're looking pretty good. Gwyn had 62 kills in this one, and that's only after 3 maps. Thanos 48 and 44. It's phenomenal work from him. What do you think, Benjay? What did you think of the series?
First 2 maps were interesting. I think both of them were pretty close, and then Carolina just pulled away at the end. The last couple of hills in that skyline, the gunny came alive for Carolina, able to pull away, and that red car was pretty back and forth. But Carolina adjusted pretty well by the end to some of the double pinches and kind of aggression that Minnesota started the way they were able to get those A plants down, and then they just kind of bowled them over in the map 3. That was an absolute masterclass from Gwyn and TJ.
Yeah, the first map, it was that Minnesota actually came out pretty strong in the first map in the Skyline. They had a good start. Felt like about a second rotation, though. Carolina was just kind of all over them. They were just taking a step ahead of the game. They were just beating them to rotations, chaining hills. There's a few rotations, too, where I felt like Minnesota like overchowed a little bit. You can't really die on rotation in this game. You completely chalk your team if you do so in any game, really. You can't die on rotation. But Minnesota definitely had some mistakes in that one. But Duarte, what did you think? Obviously, I know you know these guys pretty well. The ROKKR boys, and we obviously think really highly of these guys, but did they look kind of flat today, like Sam said? They didn't look like themselves. What did you think of the series?
Yeah, I mean, they came out flat for sure, but at the same time, I think you got to tip Ravens here in the respawns. I feel like they played like a relatively scam-free COD most of the time. Like, they took advantage of the fact that they know Minnesota's a very aggressive team, and like if you look at the damage and the KDs and stuff like that, yeah, they all had like really high KDs, but all their damage was relatively low and like in general pretty even. So that just tells me that like even though Gwyn, for example, was going off in the KD department, they were just letting the game come to them, and they were just taking advantage of all the mistakes that Minnesota were making. And they made a lot in that series. They were just not playing together. They were getting isolated, and they just couldn't get trades. They were very off pace in those respawns, at least in the second half of that Skyline, and then in that control all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Ravens just played good COD today, and Minnesota just came out flat, and you didn't see the best of them, I think.
This is a kind of good learning lesson lost from ROKKR. Like, as good as run as they've been on, you have a day where everything's off. Carolina's been really struggling. While Dr. ROKKR come in, give you the 3-0. Nothing's for free in this league. I know ROKKR have like Vegas next, so 3-1's looking likely, but big learning lesson for these young guys to really build on what's got a team with a lot of potential.
Yeah, they kind of needed a beat down, wake them up a little bit. What about you, Pat? Any thoughts on the series?
I mean, obviously Ravens look great. But Tom, I think I'm gonna make an early prediction here.
Talk to me.
I hate to do it this early, right? We're right into week 1 or week 2, but it's gonna be a Cancun for the ROKKR this major.
You think so?
I feel like this is just this is gonna be the nail in the coffin, Tom, and they're gonna have to make a roster change. I don't know. I know you guys are high on them, and I know they have potential, but I think they're a roster change away before they can realize that. So. This series in particular, though, I mean, it was a Gwyn masterclass. That's all really there is to say.
Yeah, but Pat, here's the thing. Gwyn, he's not doing this on land. Gwyn always does this online. I mean, he takes over online. He's like a different breed. Like, I don't know if it's
enough fantasy points online. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely, Pat. Absolutely.
Pat don't give a fuck about it.
You don't what if you get to land, Pat? You're gonna need him to turn up if you make it into the top 4.
That's what I got TJ Halley for, Tom. TJ Halley will get us to where we need to be deep in the tournament. That's all. I mean, we saw it. TJ Halley is just a different breed on land. So yeah, I'm not worried. I mean, I think this team is, like I said, this Carolina team is well rounded, right? Like. Especially, I mean, I had early concerns about Vivid, but I mean, he's kind of turned that around and been, better than I expected in his new role. But
Ben's out on Vivid.
Who's out?
I'm not on Reese.
You're out.
Benjamin seems out on.
Yeah, I'm not on Reese. Well, hold on.
What do you mean by that?
I just watch Reese play, and I think he still looks uncomfortable in these positions where we normally see main ARs be decisive, like AK, isolate power positions, watching the pinch. I feel like at times in S&D. On red card, he looks super uncomfortable in those post plants on offense, like holding the pinch. So I think there's still some stuff to work on, and I think that's sort of the weakness that gets exposed a lot on this team. Yeah, maybe Reese will figure it out, but I just think ultimately this could be a stage where they're going to get probably top 8, I feel like, and they may be an upgrade in challengers they feel can better play that position.
Like
Think about
second best player at the tournament.
Well, I think
Reese is good. Reese is definitely good at major 1, but I just think watching him play, I'm still not convinced of this experiment.
Maybe just in one.
6, Ben. If it was like a very straight up game, I would agree with you. But it's like I don't think his play style is gonna harm them the way you're kind of dragging it out to be.
I think his play style, at least in respawns, aiding them. I think he's getting a lot more comfortable being a lot more aggressive with the assault rifle in general, and he can obviously pull out a third sub, but. In S&D, I kind of understand what you're saying, just because I think Reese is like a heavy playmaker, and you saw him on old teams. Like he's probably initiating with the sub and search and destroy a lot more than he probably has to do on this team. But I think their S&D record for the most part isn't the worst. It's not the best, and they were pretty good. So I think they're fine.
Catalyst for this team.
I think they're fine. Exactly.
I said it on Scrap Time fucking 7 weeks ago. Reese Vivid being good at search is not what it's going to break
What's the catalyst for them being good is their hard point. Their hard point was pretty good today. I really liked how they kept battling in that skyline, right? Bad side start, went down early, battled to that first rotation, flipped on the second rotation. And Reese is actually initiating a lot of really good plays on that map, what I like to see. But when their hard point swings the other way, I feel like he gets in a lot of spots where he's just not really sure what to do. So maybe with time, he'll kind of figure it out and get that chemistry. But right now, long term and like long kind of sample size, I'm not super convinced about his role in response to this.
Man, he had the most damage today. Definitely played well today. And I agree, Ben, that the Skyline bad side, you can get put in a blender like pretty quick on Skyline on bad side. Like if you just get wiped off the rip and the other team just has like P2 spawns and they're holding P1, like you can go up pretty hefty there in early on. But I mean, Ben, who would you replace Vivid for? I mean, who would you get? I mean, I feel like they're like
I answered that question, did I?
Did you? You picked the Challengers player?
Yeah, Challengers.
I said the situation. Listen, I'm not advocating. I'm definitely out on Reese right now. But what I'm saying is that let's say that Carolina goes to this event, right? Like. Because right now, the way that their schedule is set up, I think it's going to be definitely they could still make winners bracket, but they're going to have to play like Optic and C9 and Miami. And these are teams that I think are going to be very difficult to get out in their current form. They're looking at the barrel of probably a top 8 kind of finish unless they make a really good losers bracket run. And it's a question of you go across the street to the hotel bar room, and if there's an AR player challengers, it's undeniable. You have that conversation of, do we have a better chance of winning with picking up that person and putting the system or keep it going with race? I just think it's hard to answer that because, unfortunately, we haven't had a Challengers event this year. And it's hard to see what Challengers players really going to show out.
Thing is, though, what are we saying? At least from like the majority of the stages, Reese has been better than Austin. So why are
thank you, Chris?
Yeah,
why are we putting this on?
He hasn't really been playing
Austin.
bad.
To be fair,
outside
hold on. To be fair, this whole conversation started because Sam added me in the conversation by saying I'm out in Reese.
Because that's what your take was today on the watch party. And I wanted you to present your take.
Yeah, I mean, my take is that I feel
and
like
you said I want to bring it up on the show, so I segued you to bring it up on the show.
My position is that I think he's still uncomfortable in that role. Now, whether or not they have a better chance of him playing in that role for some of the challengers, I think only, unfortunately, they can answer.
No,
I can't see how the practice goes.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
When I watch this team, at least in the S&Ds, like their win condition is not based on Reese. Like I'm gonna be honest, like just like Sam said,
I don't think it's on Reese.
Not based on him.
I don't think it's on Reese.
And then when it comes to their hard point, this team collectively just gets shit on. Like it's not like a one person thing. Like when they are losing their HPs, they are collectively getting shit on. It's never like a thing where it's like, oh, dude. Reese is dropping like a 0.6 with a AR. Fuck, dude. We need to fucking replace them. Like they're all just getting blended. This team is like a very like well-oriented like teamwork team where they all play pretty selflessly outside of like maybe Gwyn. He probably knows his role on the team is to go out there and get kills and, you know, be that guy for them. But like Slasher, TJ, and Vivid all understand, like they're vets. Like they all understand what it takes to like win a map. So usually whenever they're getting shit on, they're all like collectively like playing poorly because they are all trying to play for the win and they're not just trying to like compensate for like a lack of kills, for example, in a map. So like, I mean, we can sit here and analyze this team, but I feel like this team, it's very hard to analyze this team when it comes to their respawns and like whose fault is it? Because like I said, it's just collective. Like they probably know their like pacing issue or their, you know, their hard point issues more than anybody else, even if we watch the game 24/7. They're just a hard team to read in that game mode.
I think the biggest X factor on the team is Gwyn. Bro, this guy has series where he literally dismantles the other team. He just takes over. Like we see the talent that he has. Like and again, like I don't want to like harp on it, but on LAN he's just not doing this. Like he's just not. Like if he can get it to a level where he's doing this shit on LAN, like this team could be really good. Like Gwyn can be such an impact when he's playing at his potential, when he's playing at his highest potential. I don't know why sometimes I feel like he's just kind of like up and down, like inconsistent. You're either getting like an incredible Gwyn or you just kind of get an average Gwyn, right? So I feel like he's the biggest X factor here. And he's
confidence.
I don't know. He's also the entry frag or some machine gun, right? So like it's important for him to be shooting. Like a lot of it rides off of him, right? Especially the momentum and like these respawns. Like if he's winning his ones and he's running around the map in pitches and winning all his fights, I mean, this team just looks a lot better, right? And Chris, I don't know, you were saying it could be a confidence thing, but he seems pretty confident to me. Like at least online he does, Right? I don't
Could be
know
like
what I don't know what the switch up is. I don't really know what the switch up is with Gwyn, but
I think their play style is very break heavy on some of the maps, but like when they play Hasi, when they play Skyline, they have a tough time playing ahead of some of those maps. And I think it gets them in real trouble in situations where people really front run them because they're not an effective breaking team on those maps. And I think that's where you're seeing like Gwyn's kind of up and down impact on LAN, where they need him to be that kind of entry and kind of find openings. And on Hasi, which I've watched him play a lot, and I think like, yeah, they try to rotate on the map. They scam out of power positions and make them out much harder on some of the P3 or P2s they attempt to hold. So I think they have a lot of work to do on hardpoint, but I got to harp and say that, like, and you saw it again today with this team, bro. You cannot count them out in S&Ds. They looked really uncomfortable in the middle of that red card, and they counter-adjusted. They started playing their A-post plans completely differently, and they were able to counter and take that round 11 win on Minnesota ROKKR. Like, I have to tip this team's prowess and how they mid-map adjust in S&D at an elite level. Not a good level, an elite level.
That's why I'm not super concerned with the S&D from Reese specifically. Like, I like Reese on this team because he's just selfless, doing the most damage, enabling everybody else to kind of play the way that they want to play. Even if he has an AR or a sub or whatever he's doing, like, he has the most damage on his team. Gwyn has a 1.4, but like, Reese is just going to do what is required for Gwyn to have a 1.4 or for Teach to play super well. He's just going to hit the fucking hill. He's going to play the spot that he needs to play, and he's going to do damage. And that's all I want.
You're missing my point, though.
I'm not missing your point at all.
I'm saying, well, the point I'm trying to say is that depending on how this major goes, nothing so far for me has convinced that Reese is undroppable on this team. And if they have a bad placing at this event, they continue to slide in hardpoint. This team should have a conversation if they should pack a punch at the spot. That is what I'm
you
trying
could
to
say
say.
that. I feel like you could say that for literally anyone on the team, though. Like, except for maybe like Teach, and even though he didn't have like the most solid series
got
here.
Traded, bro. Listen, no one is untouchable.
Yeah, that's because they're tripping for trading Luka because I think he's fat.
They
don't like his interactions in the front
I
office.
guess my question, Ben, is like, what are you expecting Reese to do?
I'm
Like,
what do you want from him? Because he's playing well right now.
What I want to see from Reese is get more comfortable. Well, a couple of things. One is I want the team to just overall get better at hardpoint, especially trying to front run people. That's not just a him thing. That's the whole squad. We just talked about that. In S&D, I want him to get more comfortable in these spots where normally, traditionally, he would be in a playmaker role, but he's being forced to be in kind of a watch the pins, play a passive role in S&D. Get more comfortable in those positions. Yeah, they're still winning searches right now, but inevitably once they start playing some of these better teams in real key maps to land, you know,
I'm not gonna lie,
playing
bro.
more in that position is gonna be super, super important.
At least from what you're asking of Reese, you're asking him to basically be
Learn how to
like
hold a pinch.
No, well, I guess he's from our search, but in terms of respawn, it's like you're asking for a player to not only be the aggressive AR on the team, but be like almost like a superstar AR. Like this team, unfortunately, even if they go into challengers, they're not going to find that. I think unless one player on the team starts to have a very downhill slide where they are getting fucking hoop taped, like they're not going to make a roster change unless it's some sort of systematic issue. The only like thing like that you could see is like if Gwyn is inconsistent and maybe they want somebody that plays very similar to him. They could go with like a Hook in the future, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. And on top of that, like Gwyn is still very good. So like they're not going to make a change. Like I'm trying to like look at like your perspective and see like options for them. And there is like no actual options.
I don't even know why the roster changes even.
It's exactly like, bro, picking up an aggressive, good AR. That's probably like the hardest role in the game to play, by the way. Like especially in this game, being the aggressive AR in this COD is hard as a motherfucker. So the fact that Reese is playing it even this well when he is not like seasoned at that role, like it's just not possible. And then like I said, there's not really any viable options there for their team. Like I think they're fine. They're not making a change for a very long time, if at all, this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think again, they just gotta. The S&D was good today, even though they were trolling in the beginning.
Gwyn is funny, bro. I wasn't saying to drop him. I'm trying to like look at like if there's systematic issues like theory crafting replacements for people based on like performance or systematic issues, and there just isn't any.
I'm so tired of Reese getting short sold. Like he's been dropped from every fucking team that he's ever been on, and I feel like nobody actually gives him the credit that like he deserves because this style of conversation always gets started. Like he got dropped last year from Minnesota, and it was the worst roster change that I can remember in like recent
awful
memory.
roster change. Horrible.
They got unequivocally worse immediately. Like Reese is on this team playing the perfect way, like doing damage, sacrificing his life the way that needs to be played. If he's bad at search, fucking so be it. You have three incredible S&D players on your team. If he can iron a pinch, sure. But like the fact that if he gives me a 0.95 to like a 1.1 with most damage on his team, that's his job. Period. That's it. That's all I want him to do.
He always plays. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. He's always playing the hardest role on his team.
Correct.
Like in terms of like how he positions, how like where he is, and granted that's his play style. That's the niche he fit into when he's been playing COD. But he's always like the initiator, the hardest role on the team. Like he does.
Is he not flexing right now? Too? He's flexing right now, isn't he?
He used this up today.
Yeah.
He's
Yes,
today.
he's
That's
in
why
the hardest role.
I just hate that Reese is like just getting short sold on every roster that he's on, bro. He's playing good ball right now. He's playing.
I want to see more of that 3 sub because when they were doing it on LAN, it was very effective. And again, like, bro, this
It's hard. It's harder
I'm
now with this
surprised
meta,
the
though.
protocol is bad because his team on paper could be excellent protocol.
like,
You
it's
think,
harder
you think the flex role is the hardest role?
No, I'm talking about like an aggressive AR. Like the aggressive AR is hard. Like when you actually have to bro, he's playing with Austin. No offense to Austin, but Austin is definitely on the slower end of the spectrum when it comes to like assault rifle players. He's playing the aggressive AR in a game that doesn't even favor the AR right now. So like, yes, it is and the flex role is the hardest role. It's yes, you have the freedom, but with that freedom comes an expectation to do well and be effective in every single do. Because when you pull out that sub to make a play, you got to be effective in that sub. When you pull out that AR and start getting in the mix too, you have to play well while everyone else can kind of just like fits into their comfortability. Yes, the flex is the hardest. You have to be good with both things.
Yeah. Who do we know? Who do they play next? Minnesota ROKKR, Ben, in Carolina. Like, what are some of their matchups coming up? Because Carolina's 1-2 now in the stage, and ROKKR's 2-1. I mean, I saw somebody say that.
One of them get Falcons Bucks, right?
Well, Carolina plays Optic tomorrow, and I believe Minnesota plays Vegas on Sunday. So Vegas.
That's a win.
Yeah, ROKKR should be 3-1 going this minor tournament, and they got FaZe Thieves in Vancouver coming up. So they can finish 3-4, but they should get in on a 3-4 record. Carolina's the one that's got a trickier situation. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe they carry some momentum. Optic on, not as much practice as some of these other teams. Maybe they get a back-to-back win and go 2-0 this week.
What's Carolina's schedule?
After Optic, Cloud9, Miami, Vegas. So it's doable to make winners bracket, but they're gonna have to beat.
Yeah, they have some decent teams that are on the upswing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean we'll get to Miami in a sec, but C9 also look good today too. So,
I mean, they're playing the Vegas Falcons. I mean, we'll get there.
It just looked good recently.
I got a lot to say, but the Vegas Falcons today, man, I got a lot to say.
Oh shit!
I mean, don't we all? I mean, dude, it's been pretty bad to watch.
I'm tired of talking about them, so hopefully we don't spend an hour doing it.
But yeah, any other final thoughts here in this one with Carolina going up against Minnesota? Any final thoughts, guys?
No.
Can you pull up the vetoes real quick?
Yeah.
People were talking about Minnesota experimenting with the map pool in this one. I want to see.
Minnesota banned red card hardpoint, and they picked Skyline hardpoint, and then they banned Protocol S&D, and they banned Control, Hacienda Control.
The scroll up, Blaze. You said they banned
red card hardpoint. Yep, they banned red card, and they picked Skyline.
No, I don't think they experimented very well, or they experimented much.
No,
Maybe they're.
That's their worst hard point. So I think it just it is what it is. Like that Skyline ends in. I mean, Carolina's record on Skyline isn't that good. So I think it's just a map one mix.
They thought they were going to get a favorable control because they're pretty good at Volt and they're good at protocol, and they just went for like CQC like esque maps and those HPs, and they're pretty good. They're good at protocol. Like so they got protocol on both. Like if you look at the vetoes, they pretty much had a favorable veto like for at least like 2 of the maps. So they just underperformed. It had nothing to do with the vetoes.
And yeah, what Brian sent in, what we talked about, bro. Get these guys. Don't play this ROKKR team on Vault. See them on another map. I like that from you guys, Brian. You got a good set today.
Yeah, protocols are like second best map, but like Ravens are good at it too. So like this wasn't bad.
All right. Any other final thoughts before we move on to the next one? All right, sounds good. Let's move on to the second series of the day. We got the Miami Heretics going up against the Los Angeles Guerrillas. This was another series that ended in a 3-0, very similar to the first series, 250 to 193 in the hard point. Another round 11 here in the map number 2, and a 3-1 victory in control. Wow, this is like identical to the first series. We'll scroll down, take a look, and oh my Lord, it's a red carpet for the Los Angeles
There's the horde and everything.
Guerrillas. It's a red carpet. We got a 1.04 from Lucky, a 1.09 from Metals, a 1.21 from Real. That's good work from Sam's fantasy player right there. You got Rencor with a 0.89. He got kind of pooped on today, but it didn't matter. And then the other side, you got a .98 from Kismet, a .88 from Lunars, a new pickup, the rookie coming in, a .95 from Lins, and a .94 from Skies. Everybody getting pooped on from LAG. And
Look at the interactions, Tom, on that too. I don't know who had more concrete shoes on that team.
We'll talk about it for sure.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. And then we got Real, MVP of the series, 1.20 in the hard point, a 1.0 in the search, and a 1.32 in the control. I'll start it off. I'll start off. Love all the guys at LAG. They're all great guys. This team needs to blow it up, man. This team needs to blow it up. They don't move. They don't move on the map. It's so frustrating to watch. It doesn't matter how many kills they get. It looks like they just don't want to make a play and don't want to move. And sometimes they just don't look like they're on the same page. I mean, even the way that they're playing rotations. I mean, one clear as day that popped up in my head is the one me and Sam were talking about at the end of the Vol Heart point, the P2 when Lynn
P2
picked
is
up.
inexcusable.
Yeah, I mean, we could go back and watch it. We could go back and watch the P2, but bro, they actually look lost. And there's nothing I hate more than seeing people get kills and not move. Press the left stick down, please. And run and go. Bro, some of these players, like, I don't think they realize how hard they're making the game for themselves. Like, when you watch LAG play, the game looks impossible. Like, they're all talented players. They're just playing the game wrong. They're just simply playing the game wrong. And I feel like they really need to go back and I mean, I'm sure they've been doing this, but watching VOD and maybe watching some of the top teams and trying to mimic how they play. Duarte, I know you say this all the time. Like, if you're a bottom league team, like if you're at the bottom of the league, the best thing you could do is try and mimic the top teams and just copy what they're doing. And I don't know why LAG's not doing that, or maybe they're trying to do that or what, but there's got to be something wrong with this team. It's got to be a communication problem or something, bro, because they're not on the same page. There's something wrong with them.
This couldn't have been the most fucking obvious roster change that they could have made, and they didn't fucking make it. The fact that they didn't bring Hook onto this team is mind-blowing. You can say what you want about Hook's on-LAN performances or whatever, even though he played at least statistically well at the last LAN. But even online, like this team needs wins. If they put Hook on this roster, bro, Hook not only commands teammates because he's always initiating but communicating effectively, like he's fucking screaming war comms. He initiates, he brings fucking pace, and he actually not only was Optic prior to the major, right? One of the best hardpoint and search teams. Hook was a fucking catalyst to that. He had a lot of maps where he was frying in those HPs. He's a good initiator at S&D, which is something they've needed. They have like the worst first blood percentage in the fucking league. Why the fuck did they not pick up Hook?
Did you want them to switch like kids to a flex, or did you want them to pick up losers as well?
As far as like in terms of like what they do with their ARs, I'm not entirely sure if they like result to moving people to or an AR that are currently.
Like, if you want them to get Kyler, I feel like it's a weird.
That's the confusing spot. That's the confusing part. But no offense to anyone, and I've already said this. I talked about this on Twitter. I think Linz is a good player. I think he just does not fit on this team, and they need someone like Hook because no offense to Linz, Hook is better than Linz, period. And he's going to be more effective. He's going to bring more to this team than Linz currently does. And it's
they might have a pacing issue, Chris, if it's Lunar, Skies, Hook, and Kismet.
Okay. Well, this is what, like I said,
in
terms of what they do with their ARs and how they like maneuver that roster change, I don't know if they're gonna like move like, let's say, Kismet to a flex or even Linz to a flex. Like I said, I don't know where that goes. But if I'm just going sub for sub, Hook should be on this fucking team, period. Like I think he would mesh well with Kiz. They would be fucking in ass. And on top of that, maybe if Skies if they're committed to keeping Skies, right, because he brings this whole leadership aspect to the team and he's communicative or whatever. Blah blah. I know, Sam. But if they're 20 points, listen. If they're listen to me. If they're committed to this, I'm not saying they should. If they're committed to this fucking whole thing, at least if Skies is fucking going to be a metal boots on the map, maybe he'll be more effective if he actually has more players that are running out in front of him and being effective and not just getting hard baited and not getting a kill. Because if there's one thing that Hook is good at, is flying at people regardless of where the fuck his ARs are or what the fuck they're doing. He finds a way to be effective. He's good as fuck at this game. It fits him. Like as far as his land stuff, that's, another conversation to be had later down the line. But this team needs wins online, period.
Well, I mean,
why the fuck did they not pick
pretty good at Major 1.
It's a good crash out, Chris. W crash out.
Bro, we said it on the last show. If Hook is not on this team, like, I am going to be mind blown.
I don't like their change, though. To be fair, I actually don't hate their change.
I think that Lunars is good.
I think the Lunars is good too.
But
I
he
will,
plays like Skies.
He does play like Skies. And I will
they're
preface
both-
this.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a hot take. I think Preston has been better than Caesar this year. So to see them take that route makes me think that there's just like some sort of like internal thing with the way that Caesar's is on the team. I get that. Caesar switched his play style at the end of last year, and it has not changed since. And it is not a good one. It is not a productive one. And I need more from him, period. I need him to left stick, and I need him to do it now. I'm sorry, Caesar. Caesar's one of my good friends in this community. He's a great guy. I fucking love Caesar to death. That guy doesn't move anymore. He was moving all of last year until the very end when he just like defaulted to like letting Dante and Hydra like just hard carry and like do all of the slaying. But prior to that, he was playing good COD. He was playing well. And now, from the end of last year up till this point, he's been playing the same way. And it's metal boots, default hill, and he just completely changed.
Default hill in the first map. But also,
he just can't play like that. It's not in Black Ops 6 specifically. It is a liability to have one of your AR players play like that. Period. It is a liability.
Also,
you're never going to win doing that.
I don't want to shit on Lunars because he didn't play the best, but he's coming into a system that's already like
Broken.
not the best.
It's already
So it's
broken.
going to be even harder. But let me preface this by, yes, it was challengers, but in his challengers team, he had fucking Craze and Neptune. And if you know anything about fucking Craze and you've already seen Neptune play, those guys are literally fucking just sprinting, literally head smashing into the objective. Like, it's going to be easier for him to play his role and to be comfortable when he is playing with players that are playing that aggressive. And if this team is not bringing that, like consistently at least, like I said, this couldn't have been a more fucking obvious hook team. Period.
What was you guys'
they would have
read
helped them.
Well, hold on. Before we move on, Pat, what do you think about LAG, Pat? I mean, these guys are getting fucking pooped on right now.
I mean, I wasn't impressed by Lunars at all. And I know, Chris, you're gonna say like came into a bad system, but I was expecting, and we talked about this before, like sometimes when rookies come in, like they're either the truth or they're just mediocre. I wasn't impressed. But as far as LAG as a whole, I mean, I've been saying it, bro. Like this team needs to blow it up. I've been on this that way for a long time. I'm still mind blown. I mean, I think the Preston getting dropped was by far justified, but this is not a one person change team. I think Skies got dropped too. And I agree with the Hoop pickup. And Chris, you keep wording it like Hoop performance on LAN. We gotta clarify what this means. Kyler does not play bad on LAN. It's playing with him. The way he plays on LAN throws you off as a team. Like it's not about his individual skill level. It's about his decision making and the way he.
Your cam first, Chris. By the way.
Yeah, the way he creates like the team dynamic just is not good on LAN. But he performs well, and he will always perform well. And
he's just a variable, and it's hard to be consistent around that kind of player.
But at this point, like LAG can't get kills. Like they can't do anything right. Like they just suck. So yeah, this team needs to make more changes.
They don't have the privilege of being like of Kyler's downside being the problem. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't have the issue where like Kyler is like taking the wrong route is the reason that like things are getting weird. They can't even get to like step A.
Exactly.
Kyler being on the team would make them 100% better immediately.
I want to ask though, like, I mean, I haven't seen Linz play good in this game. I don't know about you guys.
No,
he's had a couple maps.
He's been okay.
But compared to like when he came in the league and we were like, damn, this guy is not next up, but like this guy is a shooter. Like I don't know if it's this game in particular, but I haven't seen him
he's
play
been good at this game.
level.
I'll defend him there.
He's been all right. He's been all right.
He has not been like rookie of the year how he was last year, but I think he's been like serviceably good.
But is that not like a concern, like for building a team around? I mean, this is obviously like the gentlemate squad. Like Linz fits into this, but it's like I don't know if he feels that like this is their guy going forward. Because that's the problem with me when I look at this team is like I just don't know like. Are they going to have superstar potential going forward?
They have a bad combination of play styles.
Yeah.
Like they do. They have like they kind of just have like two like hyper aggressive subs and two super slow ARs. Right? So like when you watch them play, they're just not working together. Like I even think a communication problem could be a thing here. Like I feel like their comms got to be off or something. Like
I think what Chris has said is the nail on the head. Like, I'm going to use the P2 thing from today. I think what Chris said is the nail on the head. If I'm going 1-for-1 and Linz is making plays like how he did on the P2 today, if you want to pull the clip up, I'm taking Kyler 100% of the time. If my sub player is going to make that play because Kyler makes those kinds of plays and Linz makes those kinds of plays, I'm taking Kyler 100% of the time.
He's just better at what he does.
Yeah. No offense to Linz, of course.
Who
but
made this squad?
Bro, the shit that I saw Linz do today at the end of that vault, if I have Kyler on my team, I would just rather have I'd just rather have Kyler in that spot. If they're both going to make that kind of play, I'd rather just have Kyler giving me a 1.2.
But I also want to say, like, this is also like, this might even be like a leadership problem or like an analyst coaching thing. Like,
this is finable. This is a finable play by Linz.
Yeah, dude, I don't know why.
This is a finable play,
bro. We've seen this happen so many times.
This is D-Real's team, is it not? Like, I feel like he's got to know. Like,
yeah, but they probably all wanted to run it back, and like it just maybe after they took it one too far.
Even after opening it up, Sam, with 2 kills, they still get broke because of how bad their setup was.
It's a miracle they got a 2-piece in the first place. Bro, he spawned back P2. P1 is ending. He has 2 teammates pushed out at Old and B Street, and he goes B Street to fight these guys. And Kiz is literally probably screaming for fucking help on New. Like, look at the minimap. I guarantee you every person in chat could tell me what Linz should have done in this situation. Like, that is insane to me. Insane. If I have a sub player, Linz in this situation, or Kyler, I'm picking Kyler. Sorry.
You get the free opportunity to go to the best spot for a sub on this hill, too, which is even more hilarious.
Yeah, and then as you see the rest of this play out,
literally the feast go on a fucking 6-free spot, and he doesn't fucking take it.
Yeah, I mean, bro, we've seen this happen too on these P2 hard points, bro, where people don't they don't do the easy part and just pick a pool. Like, people just waltz through front and just break this hill.
LG does it all the time. It's his favorite play on this map.
The Bulldog does it all the time. Yeah,
pick a pool, and then once you get help, go cat and be fucking lost on the map in the spot that you should be in to begin with.
Is that a comms thing? Is that just like a not fundamentally understanding what you need to do off of spawn? Is that like, do you like that is an insane blackout to me. Like, when I see that happen, I'm like, this guy is either 1, just completely unaware of what's going on the map, or 2, it's just like terrible comms.
Also,
like,
granted, they lost this HP. Their problem in the first place with their old roster wasn't even their HP. It was their search.
We haven't even got to the 5-2 yet.
Yeah, we'll get to the S&D later.
It's their S&D. Do they, like, that's what I'm saying. It might be like a leadership problem. It could be also like D-Real's like their coach. Like, he probably helps with roster decisions too. Like, do they not realize their issues on their team? Like, they are the worst First Blood team. They are one of the worst Game 5 teams, if not the worst Game 5 team. They're not very good at search. Why the fuck are they picking up Lunars? Not that Lunars is bad, and I still think Lunars could be good on this team with with Hook as well. This couldn't have been a more obvious fucking change, and I don't know why, or like maybe Hook has some bad rep here that we don't know about as to why they didn't even consider him, or maybe like their subs are just undroppable. Maybe they're committed to this fucking having like a French player on their team. But hell, even if they were, maybe move someone over there. I don't fucking know, dude. Why is this guy not on this team? It's immediately an upgrade. They fucking trolled. And I feel like they're going to be the same, if not worse.
I was going to say, this is also the end game at the very end here, where we just think Caesar needs to like make a play. I mean, look at the time limit right now. Look at the score. Miami's got this rotation. Like, Caesar has to just try and make a play here and get across and like make this hectic. But he just stands there. He literally just holds and stands there. And he did that the rotation prior to. Look how early he gets there. He takes the route initially. Like, he takes the route, but he just doesn't try and push through. He doesn't. I don't know what his thought process was here, to be honest. Just sitting here, just L-triggering. Look at him. He's just sitting, just L-triggering, right? Just sitting here, still there, right? Real's like, okay, boom, he's dead. GG, it's over, right? Like, dude, you did the initial part. You took initiative to go off spawn and take the long route, but then he just stopped midway through and just blacked out and just sat there. And he did it the rotation before that too. Like, bro, you have to hit timings in COD. Like, you have to take a risk there. Like, there's no other play. Like, bro, slide to the car, try and like chow something, like be a nuisance, like try and make a play, like be an impact. Like, sitting there all that, even if he sits there and just sits there on his L trigger and he gets 1 kill, it's not even gonna do anything. They don't get anything from it. It's just like, dude, sometimes you watch these guys and you're like, bro, like,
yeah, just shallow left stick back.
Tom, they're
make a play. Like, make a fucking play.
They're 2-9 in the league. You talked a lot of pros. They're probably one of the worst team in scrims. They're just a bad team right now. I think you look at the data in which they're, bottom categories and like whole percentage. Don't even get to the S&D stats where they're basically 11th to 12th and everything. They're just a bad team. Working one move is not enough. I mean, they've got to realize the situation they're in. They are 50 points away from Boston in 8th.
You can even look at their engagements.
Brother, it's the second
Kyler,
stage, and they're
tomorrow.
50 points out of 8th right now.
I'm picking up Kyler tomorrow, and I don't care.
Bro, they are. If this is not rock bottom, and they're not like really like hitting the panic button, then they are in supreme denial of the situation.
They're blessed that Kyler's one available, but two that like if bro, you have to get him. I understand that you've built with Lynn's in this situation or Caesar, whoever you want to end up sticking with. I think Kiz has been also very good at this game. Underrated player. I think he's just on this team, unfortunately. But I think Kiz has actually been very good at this game. I think you just hit up Kyler, bro. It makes perfect sense. Chris hit the nail on the fucking head. You need chaos with this team. You need playmaking ability. This team is so one-dimensional. They're so cookie cutter. They have no left stick, and that's all Kyler is left stick two-piece. Sometimes to his own detriment, sure, but that's what this team needs, period.
Look at Seattle. They picked up fucking Neptune, and Neptune's a very similar player to Kyler. Great at search, fucking initiator, runs forward, gets kills. And Seattle, immediately, all their players look better. All the people that were dropping fucking .6s, .7s, blaming online, now they're like, oh, I don't give a fuck if I'm in Vancouver. I have fucking Neptune on my team. I'm going to run it down anyway. It's like,
Map's easier when your subs are getting two pieces.
We can move
to the S&D convo. I mean, LAG, Chris, I want your reaction. Last and win.
Apparently, P-Dog, when they were down, when they were up 5-2, apparently Preston sent the watch party like, chill, it's not over yet, right? Like, everybody wait. And then they came back on. And it's like, P-Dog's probably seen that one too many times, right? Like, it's almost like he knew it was coming. Like, he knew it was coming. And go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
The core of this team, the core of this team was a great search team last year, and for the most part, a year before, obviously outside of that one stage, they got one before by Tyler or whatever. This year, they are last in win percentage, last in first blood percentage, or second to last in first blood percentage, and last in first blood win percentage. So not only can't they get first bloods, they can't close out the rounds in which they are 4v3.
Yeah, but this game is also complete different search-wise. Like, it's literally just a lot of it's just bang outs, where like MW3 was a a lot more like
I hear you.
Timings, alert, like late hit,
search.
like it's way more methodical search. Like
I think this search in this game is TDM.
Search in this, if you're good, like for the most part, if you're pretty good at respawn in this game, you'll be good at search just because of how brain dead it is. Like on most maps.
But that's not the first 5-2 lead that they've blown. Like they are still getting into trouble on some of these maps where they can't close out and search. That's why they've lost 12 times.
You know what I'll say about their search? I think it's a great analogy for the people that watch the games today. We saw how Ravens played their offenses on red card, right? Like they went A the first time, Teach solo planned it, it didn't work. They're like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, let's try it again. They go the second time. They bring Austin with him the second time. It doesn't work. Like, okay, whatever. The third time, they 3-stack it and let Austin hold the pinch. Guess what? They won the round 11. Like, when you watch LAG play in this protocol specifically, they let Miami plant the fucking bomb every single round. They were playing P4 retakes. Again, I'm going to use chat. How hard is it to retake a P4 on fucking protocol hardpoint? It's pretty impossible, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, and you have to defuse.
And you have to defuse the bomb.
Hard,
if you're LAG and you're going to concede a P4 plant every single round, no fucking wonder you got 5-2'd. Austin, I don't want to hear it.
LAG is, and again, I don't know if it has this factored in. They've retaken that bomb 22% of the time.
Paco said, give them time to adapt. They just made a change. Is he trolling or is he being serious?
He's French. That's friendship cheese.
Is that friendship cheese?
That's one of ring together cheese.
Paco, these guys are terrible right now, Paco.
That's one of ring together cheese.
No, he's trolling. He's trolling.
20 or 30 points out of 8th, it'd be like, okay, you can make that up in a weekend. The problem that they're in is they're in 11th. The teams in front of them, Cloud9 playing much better, Vancouver playing much better. We've talked a lot about Boston and ROKKR. How are you catching up to those teams in their current form? That deficit is only going to get bigger.
I don't think that they're making champs, respectfully.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
I know that it's week 2 of stage 2, and I know that's an absurd thing to say, bro. I think that they probably aren't making champs.
Not without a big roster change.
They need a spree. They need like a 5-2 stage top like 4 like banger for them to do that. And right now with this team, they're not doing that.
Preston's on the bench, right? He's not officially dropped. He's on the bench.
You want to pile on even more, Tom?
What?
Their remaining schedule to split.
Oh, no.
Vancouver Surge.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Cloud9, New York, and Vegas after the minor tournament, and then Atlanta, FaZe, and Optic Texas last week.
All right, so they got some tough matchups ahead of them. I mean, they get.
Well, I mean,
Hopefully they can win a.
like,
Hey, Vegas
those are
might beat
still
them at a hard
winnable.
point. Vegas might beat these
outside of
guys at a hard
FaZe,
point, man.
outside of FaZe, those are still winnable.
Are you picking them to be Vancouver or Cloud9 right now?
I'm not picking them in any of those.
They're
I'm
winnable,
saying
though.
They're still
They're winnable.
It's
Yeah,
not
they
like
are
they're
winnable.
like it's not like those teams have looked perfect. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
Vancouver looked great last weekend. Cloud9, I'm not convinced that, but I think C9 I definitely picked. They're definitely not beating FaZe or Optic unless those teams are.
hold
just
on,
not playing
let's calm down. They're
fucking
definitely
good
not
Call of
being
Duty.
FaZe, but everyone else I think is winnable.
I just want them to go forward, bro. I want them to hit a timing. I want them to make a play and respawn. I want or search. I just want them to
100%, bro.
fucking
Please,
be proactive
dude.
on the map,
Please,
bro.
be
I want them
proactive.
to do something. Like fucking
Bro, Sam,
move.
I'd rather watch them
shocking.
try and be an impact and fail than just
Make
do
a-
nothing
if
at
you-
all.
Bro, if
right?
you're trying to make the play and you die, that's fine. You hit a timing and you lost a 1v1, whatever. I would rather watch that a million times than watch Caesar pre-aim for 12 seconds with 10 seconds to win on a Vault P4 rotation.
Honestly, it's shocked.
Go forward.
It's shocked. I'm done. It's shocked.
What do you mean it's shocked?
Like,
Chris? What do you mean,
it's
man?
infuriating.
If Hook
to
is not on this
watch.
team after this weekend,
but
tomorrow,
I-
bro. I'm not picking them to win a
man.
single
I gotta
match,
ask
bro.
you
I
a
don't
question,
care
though.
anymore.
I gotta
Can't
ask
be
you a
tomorrow
question,
because they're roster locked this week.
I
so go
don't
ahead.
care.
because I think we're all in agreement here. But Chris and Sam, y'all both picked LAG to win today.
I did. I thought they would honeymoon.
Wait, hold
I thought
on.
they would honeymoon
Wait.
them,
I picked.
genuinely.
Well, I could have changed it because I did see what's his name
Slay.
Easy Max like DM late. But
thought
I
they would honeymoon him.
said one honeymoon, two. I thought Hook was going to join this roster, and then I saw Lunars, and I was like, I don't know. But,
Whoa! What do you mean? You're like you don't know? You were advocating for this pickup.
I was advocating for Hook. I was saying Lunars should be in the league. I didn't say on this team.
I don't think this
Wait,
change
can
was
someone
cool.
find a clip, please? Thank you.
I think this.
Well, I said Hook should be on this team. I said Hook.
I didn't say who. To be fair, when I did my prediction last week, I said honeymoon was the only reason that I was making the prediction.
What is capping? I
There
said
was
Hook
honeymoon,
should be
and
on
it was
this team.
short-lived.
Go back and watch me talk about this team. I said Hook should be on this roster. I said it last week.
Somebody's capping. Somebody's fucking capping in here. I don't know who it is. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. But wait, are you guys the only ones who had LG? I had Miami. I'm pretty sure. I had
Wait,
Miami.
literally the only reason I picked
February
Miami.
17th, you literally tweeted a picture of the moon.
Well, yeah, because I heard he was getting picked up by a team. Bro, I heard first day before he got picked up, I said that I thought he was getting picked up by Optics for some reason. Somebody said that.
Yeah, because
And then-
Tommy's cousin is tweeting shit.
Yeah,
Vinny's nuts.
And then he was.
Guy's
Then
nuts.
he went
Vinny's
to,
pretty
and
bad
then-
right
and
now.
then he
He's
went to
garbage share
LAG.
source.
And I also wasn't saying, based on my tweet, like, oh, I'm excited to see Lunars on his team. I just said he's getting picked up. I literally what's the word? I posted a meme about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did say
you
it
said
last
it's
week.
coming. Like this guy was about to be him.
I'm
He
saying
was
he's
him in
getting picked
Challengers, to
up,
be
and he
fair.
was him in Challengers.
He was.
Bro,
Unfortunately,
I think- hold on.
doesn't always
Also-
translate.
Also, yeah, I also think he's a good player.
He's
Also,
a good
I want to go back to a couple fucking players ago. Let's talk about fucking Joe Deceives on LAG, right? He was pretty good, but he wasn't as good as he is now. You're a bad team, you're fucking ass. Even Dan Ghosty, completely different player. When he was playing on Optic, he was literally sitting in the fucking hill every single game, and you didn't see the best of him. And now he's on a better team. He's playing well, and even last year he was playing well. Let's look at fucking Beans. Beans was fucking on Boston. They couldn't win a fucking series. Everyone was roasting him, and I still said he was good. Now he's a lot better on Toronto. If you are a rookie and you come into the fucking situation like this, bro, you're just asking to get fucking
That's
roasted.
just what it is, bro. Like, you just have to prove your worth as a rookie, even if you're on a bad team. Look at Afro all those years ago. Like, he came into a broken London system. People saw the value that he was as a sub, and he was a mainstay until last year. Like, that's just... even if you come into a shit team, you still have to play well. Like, look at Gwen.
Obviously,
Gwen
yeah.
was on a relatively shit team last year, too. And he won Rookie of the Year, and he was, like, undeniable. Like, that's just... it's been one series, so I have zero opinion of Lunar so far, but... I mean, you just have to play well regardless, I think. Like, you have to show promise regardless of what broken system or shit team that you're on.
I just, if they play this way against Vancouver and give the kind of space that they're giving to Neptune in 04 in that
I think
team,
Nep is going to run all the fuck over them
gonna be
if they
ugly
play the way they
tomorrow.
play today.
real ugly.
Yeah, how about Miami, huh? I mean, how about Miami? Those guys.
Oh yeah, Miami's in this series.
Miami's in this
Great
series
rebound.
as well, guys. I mean, they're also here, and I
My
listen.
fantasy player was
masterclass.
gross.
Meadows definitely adds some aggression to this roster. Meadows is the player who sometimes he fails, but you know he's hitting that go button, right? Like sometimes he might be getting pooped on,
Tries.
and he might have a 0.6, 0.7, but sometimes he's gonna cook, and that's what I love about Meadows. Is at least he's got a
Does
go
this mean
button,
Finn
bro.
is fucked in fantasy.
Huh?
Finn, he took super.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'm
he didn't.
playing-
He,
He has
didn't,
super
Florida
and
State.
medals. He has super and medals.
he forgot
No, I
to
don't
make the
have
change.
medals.
He dropped
Oh,
it.
you didn't make the
Medals is on the
change.
wire right now though.
I'll pick him up and
I
next
actually
week.
I forgot to do the little roster change thing, so I still got Skies. At least Skies did good in search, but other than that, I'm
He got
fucked.
costed in search.
I'm so fucked.
No,
got costed.
Caesar did get costed. He was on point in the SD. Caesar was
Yeah,
on
he was.
point. But
You're
again,
getting
I don't.
smoked by Krim right now.
I think for teams playing Miami, it might be time to consider. They're on a bit of a spree right now in this full hardpoint situation. Might be time to get that map out of the pool for them on their current form. I really think there's a great rebound for Miami because last week they didn't look good and supposedly they were sick, whatever. But like, there's a type of series you lose against a honeymoon team, but they iced up today, pulled away in the second half of that hardpoint. I don't know how they made a comeback in S&D. And then blew away in the
Because
third
they
map.
planted fucking A-bomb every round without any sort of resistance at all.
Yeah. Protocol S&D. What a map. Speaking of, there are new maps in the game. Grind and Dealership, which can probably both be used. I know some pros are going to be like, oh, those maps are shit. Hey, guess what, guys? You're currently playing shit. You're currently
It
playing
only has to
dog
be
shit
better
maps.
than Protocol.
No,
So-
hold on. I talked about this on my stream when it came
Or
to these
Vault.
new maps to my chat, but I was basically saying like even if some of these maps are like good or playable, we already saw it with other maps. But I remember there was like Hideout and all that stuff, and granted those maps weren't the best, but people were saying, oh, we don't want more bang outs in this year in the rotation, like bang out maps. We already have too many, and I almost just knowing the pros, if there's a map where like people are using 3 subs or even 4 subs, because Dealership is kind of like that, even with the sub changes, people aren't going to play it because of it's a bang out map. Like,
Yeah. I bet you they didn't even try it.
they don't even try it. And dude, Dan, oh, you guys see that fucking
Dan's
post?
grind take was top 5 worst takes in COD history.
My God.
He was 8 years old and he was saying that grind was a bad BO2 pub map. First of all, the take is objectively incorrect. Grind was a fucking fantastic pub map. Fuck you, Dan. Second of all, it's probably going to be a bang out, but guess what? Again, it only has to be better than Skyline or Protocol or any of the other shit maps that we
Exactly.
have in the pool.
And
Exactly.
another
It
thing,
doesn't have to be
Oh,
the
no.
greatest
another
map
thing that
ever.
blew my mind is I think he said it wasn't in the rotation. Of course it wasn't in the fucking rotation. BO2's map set after champs, like the MLG map set, was fucking perfect. We're not replacing any of those maps. It doesn't matter how good grind was or if it was good, because we had fucking maps like standoff and raid and fucking all these maps that were
Slums.
actually
Banger,
good.
banger,
No shit,
banger,
we didn't
banger.
replace the maps.
Banger after banger.
But we don't
Take out
have
raid for
raid
grind
and
hardpoint.
standoff, motherfucker. We got fucking protocol
Yeah.
and vault.
And
like,
Vault.
bro,
They're so
No, but-
one-dimensional.
it's gotta
Both
be
those
better
maps are
than
so
Protocol.
one-dimensional maps, bro.
But we tried it. It was horrible in Hardpoint and CTF. The only thing it could have possibly been a mode on was or SCT.
But you guys tested grind, really?
Like
I
we
don't remember
looked at it.
testing
It was a
I didn't know
good.
that.
It was a good pub map, but
That's
like
funny.
it was not a competitive map in modes. Like
Listen,
maybe
it's,
it could've
it's
been a
small.
map.
Omni movement makes it even faster. It's probably a 3-1 or a 4 sub map. But guess what? It's better than fucking Vault
What
or
about
Skyline
Rewind?
or
No,
any of
no,
these
bro,
shit ass
bro.
maps.
I'm actually about to roast a couple of these maps before we move on. Listen, Protocol has fucking zip lines and basically routes that are like
a
not
4-lane map.
watchable. Right?
4-lane map.
Not
4-lane
watchable.
map.
That's the biggest problem with Protocol. Vault, there's 2 hills you can get time on. Everything else is a bloodbath, trade fest, fuck fest. No one's getting like concrete time unless the other team is getting absolutely world starred, right? And like those 2 maps in specific are fucking horrible. And then they're actual CTE maps. At least with Grind, if you look at the map, you can probably get some solid time on a couple of the hills. For the fuck's sake, Rewind's not even in the rotation anymore. And Rewind, at least you had to rotate to hills. Nowadays, bro, there's 2 hills on Vault you need to rotate to. Everything else, you don't got to rotate to it. You just fight from the fucking front and trade. Like, what are we doing here? I think the pros are just so against change, and I don't know. They're just so against change, bro.
I just hope they at least test grind. I just wanted to test it.
Like, have they not? There's a lot of pros in the viewer list right now. There's a lot, and I see a lot of you in the chat. I even see coaches in here. I mean, even going down, Attach, Clayster, Gwyn, Paco.
We're
I mean,
exposing the viewer list now.
Dan Ghosty. I see them all here. Priest is in
you, Dan.
here. Scrappy's in the viewer list. I'm just gonna expose Simpson here. Slasher, TJ. All right, I see everybody in the viewer. Are you guys testing these maps? I mean, hey, are you testing them at least?
Granted, they don't have time. They don't have time right now. Like,
what do you mean they don't got time? They got nothing else to do.
Well, no. What I'm saying is like they're practicing for their matches and the major. It's not going to be in the matches or the major.
You throw them in during scrims. You just throw them in.
Throw them in as last map of the set.
I'm not saying
last map of the set.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying like I can see why they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like,
I can't.
Are we
I can't at all.
No,
What do you mean you can
I'm
see
saying
why
I can
they
see the
wouldn't?
justification.
Brother, it takes 15, 20 minutes max to test out 2 maps. 20 minutes, you could
Okay.
let's say 30
That's
minutes.
fine.
We'll say 30 minutes.
I'm in agreement with
20
you.
to
I'm
30
looking at it
minutes or
both.
2
I'm
maps.
looking at it from both sides, man.
There's
Nah,
side,
fuck that
there's no
shit.
2 sides on this shit.
There
I
ain't no
gotta be
2
honest.
sides, man. They don't give a fuck.
Listen. There is a proven, tried and true played map that we have in the game right now that requires 0 testing and rewind. I think before anything happens, that map will be added for 2 game modes. I think that, like, obviously there is testing for
At
other maps,
least
sure,
search. At least
but
S&D.
at least rewind should be played for hardpoint or S&D.
Do
Minimum.
they pros practice S&D, no?
Yeah, they play best of 7 or 11 or 9 or
Okay,
whatever.
so why can't they throw them in an at least search? Got to give them a try, bro. All right, some of these maps in respawn sure probably won't work. I don't know. Listen, I played some of the new maps in respawn. I don't think they're any worse than what we're playing now, to be honest with you. So I don't really know what their argument is. But at least S&D, come on, bro. Look at what we're playing, bro. Volt and Protocol are so one-dimensional. Fuck it, even Skyline is one-dimensional.
Skyline's the worst search map.
Brother, they are terrible. They do the
It's CT
same
for
thing
sure.
every
Skyline's the worst
round.
search map.
Every single round, they do the same thing.
Wait, Austin, why aren't you allowed?
Austin said, wait, to be fair, we aren't allowed. Oh, here we go. This is where we start talking about Spence, GA chats. I mean, this is fucking this.
So apparently,
We're fucked. We're
I
fucked.
forgot. I can't. Somebody
We're
told
fucked.
me. Somebody told me, and I can't remember who it was, that they said they're not allowed to go back on changes. I swear.
I know who
I
it
think
was,
it might
but
have
I
been.
won't out
That's
him.
I think it
Brandon.
might
It was
have
in
been.
that. It was in that DM
I think
chat,
it was.
Chris.
Brandon.
Yeah, it was right.
Yeah.
I remember reading it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna out him, but I know who. Yeah.
Why
I know.
can't we go back on changes? Let's out
I
him. Who was
don't
it? Spin
fucking
Spence?
know.
It's something.
Was it
Something
Spin
involving
Spence?
something involving the league.
It's Spencer.
Why?
There are players that want to play rewind.
Why? That seems so arbitrary. What? Just fucking check a box.
Chris and I were in the DM bullshitting about the meta with players a couple or maybe last show or the show
Last-
before. We were asking
last
about
week.
map set and things like that, and people were saying that it's not up to them. So do with that.
I mean,
How does
what
that
you will.
make any remote possible
It
sense?
doesn't.
Do with-
No-
we
nothing
didn't
makes
dig any
sense.
deeper.
Nothing
We
makes
didn't ask
sense.
any questions. Do with that information what you will.
I'm questioning is what the fuck I'm doing because that's the stupid shit I've heard on the show. And I had a crazy take about Reese Vivid 20 minutes ago.
Shelly
So-
thinks that Minnesota ROKKR is going to win an event, so I've heard it all.
You were
I know he's in chat.
in the last 2 days.
Yeah, and while all the pros are here too, we could talk about snipers as well. I mean, dude,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
dude,
Yo,
come
those
on.
Falcons
Oh,
guys,
there
how
you
we
go.
doing, huh? Those Falcons. Huh?
Tom bringing
Yeah.
this shit up again.
I mean, listen, bro. All I'm saying is, bro, go back and watch these S&Ds, bro. These are like,
We can't go back on the changes, bro. We can't allow snipers anymore.
yeah, no, that's yeah, okay. They just change the rules as they go. They just make
But
shit
Austin,
up as
that's
they
not
go,
even
bro.
true because Red Card was the least played map in stage 1, I thought. Red Card Rewind was not the least played map.
Yes,
The-
it was.
the
Yes, it
least
was.
played
In
map-
Hardpoint, it was not in Surge.
Hardpoint it was.
Not
The
in
least
Surge.
played map is a statistic that needs a
In
lot of
Hardpoint,
context.
it was Rewind. In Search and Destroy, it was not Rewind. It was Red Card. I'm pretty sure.
Because there are a lot of reasons why a map might get vetoed. And it's not just because the map sucks, I'll tell you that. So, like, that can't be an arbitrary way to make a decision because it literally is.
I'm pretty
like,
sure
totally misleading.
Breaking Point made the stats public with vetoes and play rate, and I'm pretty sure Rewind Hardpoint was the least played, but S&D it was not.
Yeah, and I actually didn't mind. At least both bomb sites are
Most
being used.
vetoed, bro.
At least on Rewind, both bomb sites are being used. Both of them. Right?
Rewind Search is objectively better than 3 of the maps that we have in the pool currently.
But I've been said this, bro. People don't veto shit on whether a map is bad. Like no one, and even the first major or first
Hold on,
major
hold on.
stage.
There's LA Thieves cats in here. Ernie said, "Who else is fried as fucking here?" That guy's a moron. And we got Dan Ghosty, and we also can't test grind. By the way, why can't they? What do you mean you can't test?
They're not on the current patch.
They're not on the current patch.
Yeah, but you could still, couldn't you just go on the new patch you get to play on eventually?
Yeah,
and test
can't
it
you
out?
I mean, yeah, but listen, I'm telling you right now, switching accounts to play one map
Then
is
go play
absolutely
play
out of the realm of
eights, bro.
possibility.
Literally
I'm
run
telling you
eights and
right
try it
now.
out.
Them
I
playing
mean,
a whole scrim set and switching accounts to
I
play
watch
one
these
map
guys,
is absolutely
bro,
out
these
of the,
guys
out
play
of the equation.
S&D8s every night. They play S&D8s every fucking night. Why
Well,
don't
they're
they
playing
run
S&D8s on their default account, on their esport account.
It
No,
don't-
they play on the default because they play with like S&D
Yeah, look, bro,
kids
they
like
can't even
Hyde.
use
They'll play
streaks
with
yet.
Illy.
Yeah, look, they
Bugbaw,
can't
like-
even use streaks yet, bro. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, the game's
We
broken
can't
too.
even call in cruise missiles.
I mean,
yet.
hey, listen, S&D8s tonight. Maybe we should start seeing some new maps being thrown in. Just give them a try, bro. Just give them a try.
Thing is, they're
they'll
playing
probably
for
be
money.
better.
They're playing for money in there. No one's gonna put up money to fucking play grind S&D.
Bro, how much money are they putting up, bro? How much money they put?
Oh no, I saw fucking Illy lose a $500 chow against an Optic.
We're getting
Halo
ran by
pro,
Halo
so-
kids, bro. Lock the fuck in.
Brother, they're throwing up $500 for 1v1s
Bro,
on Skyline. You're telling me they can't throw up 100 each for to test out some new maps?
I'm not defending the pros by any means, by the way. I'm just like looking at it like, dude, from their perspective, they're not getting any support from the league to a degree. Like, bro, streaks aren't even fucking being allowed to be used because of like the fucking glitches. Like, but their all-time motivation for like testing shit and like trying to improve the game, yes, it should be self-motivated. But with the fact that the league is willing to let the game, with the league willing to let the fucking game go to shit, even in the league client, is fucking disgraceful. And it definitely is like not motivating them at all to do anything. So
I'm
listen,
sorry, I just can't get over the fact that this is true that they removed Rewind because it was the like least played map, and they just can't reverse the decision because that's an arbitrary decision, even though Rewind coming in makes the map better. Like,
I mean,
do we have an IQ of 40?
I just don't get why.
Are
Like,
we-
you
are
look
we
at, bro,
in-
if you
are
look
we,
at other
like,
esports, like Val
Soviet
reintroduces
Russia?
maps all the time. Why not just fucking Spin and Spence could play Skyline on S&D.
not right.
Put in Rewind, bro. The map sucks dick.
Yeah,
What are we doing?
I'm actually so confused, like how things actually got to this point, bro. It's actually insane.
Scrap is so fried. He said, "Let's vote Bullet in." Have you guys seen that
down.
map?
Brother,
Brother,
Plays Zooma's
I'm
nose
not even
S&D.
trolling. Watching you guys on a fucking speed train is more fucking entertaining than
We can
protocol
watch
and
Zooma's
fucking
nose
vault.
control, bro.
Yeah, to
Zooma's
go
nose
with them.
HP.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next series because this one was fucking.
great.
This
Yeah,
was a
fucking
great
great.
matchup. This was
Yeah,
a great
great. We're
matchup
not
here.
crashing hard enough on the show.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
I mean, talk about a competitive series here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, listen, these guys are horrible, man. These guys are horrible. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know the basics of COD. I'm sorry, they just don't know the basics. Like as far as just like flipping spawns, setting up, working trades, like they don't know the basics. They just don't know
Exodus fell off a cliff, bro.
Brother, it's not even like I don't even want to point them out individually. Bro, I'm sure they're all like talented, right? They're all like mechanically like they look good, like they can shoot
Are they?
straight. Well, they can shoot straight, Sam, but they're just
Everyone can shoot straight. It's fucking dynamic
That's
aim
what I'm
assist.
saying. That's
except
where
for
I'm
me,
going.
I'm
That's where I'm going with
But
this shit.
Everyone
They're
can,
lost
bro.
on a map. They are lost. They don't know what's going on.
Bro,
they
this
don't know
team
what's going
fucking
on.
blows. I have to watch Falcons give 10
another
points
red
to
carpet.
everyone they play for
another
the
red carpet.
rest of the year. They're probably not going to win a series, barring some fucking friendship bullshit. Fucking, I'm not trying against Falcons because we're both not qualified for champs LAG at the end of the year. Falcons fucking suck. They
They're
suck.
terrible. They're so bad.
And the fact that I have to watch them play these series is depressing to the CDL. I'm so serious.
I got
It's
a comment
fucking
at the beginning of my
depressing.
stream today
It's
saying that we're
fucking
bullying
depressing.
them. We're bullying them, guys.
I am
By the way, we're
bullying them.
bullying them.
Why did you buy a spot and make us watch the worst fucking COD of the last 5 years? Why?
I mean-
just
I
go
mean-
buy LAT. Go offer him $1 million.
I mean, listen,
why
bro.
am I watching Wixel and his fucking school friends get trick shotted?
That's not right.
What's the point? Tell me. Are any of these 4 players on the team next year?
This is
Tell
a
me.
weird
Are
situation.
no. Are any of these 4 players in the league next year?
No.
No.
Why the
there's no-
fuck am I watching them play COD?
This is one of those situations.
I'm
I just
sorry, bro. I'm not
wonder-
sugarcoating it. I'm over watching their series. I'm over it, bro. I don't care.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm over it.
It's really bad. Like
It's fucking horrible.
Like, bro, they don't even. I'm telling you, they don't know the basics. Like, just the basics. Like Call of Duty 101. Like they struggle with COD 101. Like I don't understand. Which is really weird because I was watching them on stream, fucking in scrims, playing Fellows team, and they looked fucking like the best team in the world. But I'm telling you, when we get to these matches, like these pro matches, bro, I don't know if it's a nerves thing or what. I don't know what's going on. But, brother, something needs to happen here, bro. I don't know if they need to, like, maybe bring in some guys from the academy team or maybe start
They've already
adding
brought in almost everybody from the fucking academy team.
or maybe
Everybody's on
okay.
this
Well,
fucking
then bring in some fucking NA players or something. Like you gotta bring in some players that are actually gonna compete here, bro.
I said this shit before
won a hard
these guys
point.
even
They
joined the
haven't won a
league,
hard
bro.
point.
They're
What they
0-18 in hardpoint.
Bro, what they were in EU challengers. So this is before they were picked up in the league. Yes, they want to stay. They won an elite, but after that, their placements were okay in the entire like challenger spectrum, and that's in EU. And no offense to you, like granted, there's great teams there, and it's very top heavy. There's definitely more competition in A. So like the fact that they're not even at the top of the EU challenger spectrum, the whole time is already alarming when you're bringing these guys into the fucking league. Like, what are we doing?
Bro, chat, first of all, nobody mentions ASIM, chat. Okay, you guys are mentioning ASIM. And even if you bring in ASIM, a 1% change ain't gonna do shit.
Guess what? ASIM have a
just,
0.5 too,
what the
bro.
fuck is ASIM gonna do? I love ASIM, but he can't do nothing. Okay, throw in ASIM. What's that gonna
It's
do?
taking long rounds.
Bro, that's not gonna do anything.
They're all gonna
That
turn,
is
brother.
not gonna do anything.
GG's.
You have to remove the whole roster and build a completely new roster of NA talent. It's the only way. It really is the only way. Maybe if you want to keep one of these guys, like I don't know, like if they see something in one of these guys, but like the whole see, Sin says no. Sin doesn't give a fuck.
Only guy you would keep is the guy who had to leave and can't play.
He's not even here anymore. He knew where this shit was going. He said, I'm not going winless, and he fucking left.
He's gone.
What's the trigger for this org to do that, right? Is it like, are they going to have an internal conversation and eventually, like, they just have the free license to go see what's out there in NA and EU? Is it going to be like, this part I don't know. Is it like a league or an ownership conversation?
Why
They're
did
politely
they
suggested to make a more competitive team. Like, I don't know how it's supposed to happen.
You want to know my goddamn question? Why is it that Falcons bought all these spots and all these different esports? They bought the best fucking talent on the market. They bought fucking Biffle in Warzone. They bought Hal in fucking Apex. They got fucking whoever in CS. They got all these great players. They come to Call of Duty, and they give us this. What the fuck?
Drop everybody, pick up Hook, and see who
They
Hook
got
wants.
the greatest at every other esport.
No, I'm actually dead ass. Drop everybody, pick up Hook, and then just be like, Hook.
They bought the best Fortnite player too.
You'd be like, Hook, who do you want? Hook, who do you want?
They spent all their COD budget on Clay.
Maybe Clay's on $5 million a year.
Bro, you might as well
Maybe he's
throw
got the
Clay in
Patty P
there.
contract. Maybe he's got it.
You might as well throw Clay in there. Let Clay
Clay
play
is
with
not
Hook.
spawning in.
Let Clay play.
For real.
Who cares?
Wait, hold on.
I
That's actually a pretty good idea. Pick up Hook and just fucking ask,
I'm over.
Drop
watching
everybody,
them play,
pick up
bro.
Hook and ask him who he
every
wants.
time
Can we
they
address
get
some of
to
the
they get to
Go
a
ahead.
new stage and teams see their schedule. Falcons, and then they're just
Their eyes lit
3-10.
up. Their eyes light up when they see
They
Vegas
start licking their
Falcons,
lips
bro.
and shit.
100%. People are sitting there like, oh yeah, that's where we up the stats. That's where we get the stats up. You know what I mean? Like that's bro. It's bad.
Egregious.
It's bad, bro. It's bad. I would love to see maybe a challengers
That's my
team
crash.
come
I'm done.
in or some NA players or something. I mean, bro, I just don't know. Are we gonna be here all year watching these guys? Are we gonna be here all year?
I think look, I think it's because they're probably not gonna make a major shoot change. You got to see how Challengers plays out that event, and you got to have a serious conversation about like, are we gonna still try this for 2 stages, or are there players that we want to get now who might be him at the pro league, and we want to see what they can do now at this level?
Bring
Like,
back qualifying for the league. Let's go, baby.
well, I mean, they just add 4 more fucking spots to qualify into, and then we get 16,
these
and we
cats
actually get a
relegated.
good, nice number, other than fucking 12.
Get these cats relegated.
I mean, dude,
Okay,
listen,
damn, my bad.
listen, bro, I'm sure all these guys are great guys too. It's just not working, bro. This is a competitive league, and I feel like their spots being taken away from just actual talent who can actually compete in these matches. And bro, you're thinking like, imagine you're like some of that talent sitting on the sidelines watching this, right? Like you gotta
Bro,
be
there's
losing
8
composure.
spots in the league. We bitched about this since the Falcons bought the fucking spot months ago. There's 8 spots in the league that are just. Granted, Miami's a good team, so I'm not.
Miami just got third.
Miami's a good team, so it does. My point doesn't hit as hard. Miami's been good, but there's 8 spots that are region locked, and if I'm being honest, Falcons are just. What are they doing? Like, what's the objective, bro? This is not good press for anybody. This is not good for
It's not
me.
even good for the
You're not
region.
like, oh, look at the system. You could get to the CDL and get fucking pissed on. Like, oh, look how great Call of Duty is. It's not. You're not doing that. You're not winning anything.
The way I
Like,
would
what
phrase it, Sam, is this:
the fuck's the point?
they're not making champs, bro, unless they go on some magical
No,
run.
no, don't say
But
unless.
but they have an opportunity.
Obviously.
They have an opportunity to build a good team that can be competitive the next 2 majors and go to EWC in front of that crowd and represent
You
that
mean
home
with
away.
like
You mean they
like
have a-
With a
extreme
good
roster
fucking
overhaul?
team, not this, is
Yeah,
what I'm
okay,
saying.
okay.
I'm advocating for what you guys are advocating for. Like, I think, and again, we're not in that room. We don't know what practice is like. You know, they obviously speak Arabic, so we don't really understand the comms fully. We don't know who has it and who doesn't have it. And to be honest, the problem is it team's not making the business end of the tournament, so we don't even know what they deal like with the adversity in that situation. But I think after this major, they got to have a real conversation of just, bro, like, are we going to sit here for fucking 5 months and watch more of this, or do we want to try something else? Because this year's already basically a trial year, right? We're already experimenting to see what works. Like, this is
Experimented
clearly
enough.
not working, so try something else.
Somebody said the Flank's definitely not getting invited to EWC, but hey, listen, bro, I'll be honest. Like, there's no way even ownership isn't thinking this. Ownership's got to be thinking the same shit we are. Like, wow, these guys are just ass.
They're
These
all
guys-
for
they're probably
18
not
hard
even-
point. Zero.
like,
They haven't won
they're-
a
Zero.
match.
like ownership is probably sitting there not disagreeing with a single thing we're saying. If they
They're
are,
not paying attention to COD, bro. They
if
got
they are,
they
they're
got
delusional.
CS. They got CS.
They got Nico and
Fortnite.
shit.
They got
They're probably glued to that
Bro,
shit.
bro, I will say
They
this.
got Hal.
When we were on the ground there, Rab can back me up on this. Ace can back me up on this, Trey. Everyone we talk to is like biggest esports, biggest games in this country, FIFA and COD. They do actually really care about Call of Duty. And that's probably why they've been so committed to try and make this full Saudi team
Why
work.
would you go this way?
Well,
Why
I
would
think-
you have
I
such
don't,
a
I don't think they
different
expect it
approach
to
in
be
every
this
other
bad,
esport?
Sam.
We
I
don't.
don't think they expect it to be this bad.
No,
And-
I
and we're-
understand, but you didn't go that route in those other esports. The only one that they did was Falcons in Rocket League because they're fucking godlike at Rocket League.
Yeah.
But you didn't go that way in Counter-Strike. You didn't go that way in Warzone. You didn't go that way in Counter-Strike. Why did you go that way in COD? You're an underdeveloped region. You knew if there's anybody with a brain, you knew this was going to happen because we all did. Why did you choose for this? Like, why did you choose this team? Why?
You want to bench it? You want to bench a conspiracy theory?
Oh, here we
Absolutely,
go.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah,
here
but
we
There's
go.
nothing more I would love.
If you're another owner in this league, would you have been down if Falcons came in and just started spending like hella money off the rip and just started poaching, say, Scrap and Paco and all that?
Get your bag up. I don't know. That's what they did everywhere else.
I mean, I think it's a dumb conspiracy theory. I think they always wanted to try and figure out what they had in region because everybody we talked to on the ground EWC was like, we want to try and pat the pro this and really build out this region. But like they could have come out and really done the mixed team thing off the rip.
They
But
should have hit the challenge.
maybe they still will. But we're all in agreement. I don't want to see more of this shit.
I
after the
don't.
next couple of weeks.
I don't want to watch their series anymore.
We
They're
didn't-
non-competitive.
Tom didn't create the show so we can fucking debate whether fucking X org or X player or anything like that is a good guy, bro. Like these guys are fucking ass, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Bro, we
and they
talk
should
ball on
not
the
have
show,
done
and
this.
this team
No,
needs
I
to
do know what they're
fucking
doing,
not
but it's not
exist.
working. That's the issue.
They're just not good.
I see
is
what they're
what it
trying to
is.
do, but it's not paying off, bro. You're 0 for 18 a hard point. Time to switch up, man.
Yeah, agreed. We don't need to talk much about that anymore. I'd say we move on to these questions, and then we'll do predictions for tomorrow. One of the questions coming in is, would minor tournaments be better if they allowed challenger teams to participate, even if it's a single elimination bracket? I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool to see like kind of like a pro-am format. I don't know how they would do it, but
There's some complications here.
Wait,
Yeah,
minors
there
would
are.
doing that. Wait, I think that'd be cool if they like.
What-
let's say if they
What
got
are
like
you
the
playing
top.
for then?
I know. I'm gonna say if they got the top 4 teams from like the elite or the cup before the minor, and they just had them play in like and filled out the rest of the bracket because it's 12. So you
Well, no,
do
I'm
a
saying
16
what
team
would the
bracket.
prize be because you can no longer do CDL points.
I mean, you just don't
So
you
just
don't
be a
play for
cash
any
prize?
points. You,
So
you
there-
would just play to try to get money in the cash prize. Yeah.
You guys are not even highlighting what is
That'd be cool.
There's a big logistical issue here.
okay, go
None
ahead.
of those
Benja.
teams and players have access to the esports build. None of those
Oh,
teams and players have access to the league PCs. There's no integrity cameras. How are you going to fall through on the competitive
you're right.
integrity process you have now in that situation?
It's good logistical
Yeah, it's that,
comms,
that-
Benja.
yeah, that's
It'd be-
fair,
it'd be
fair
a
enough.
li-
fair
very
enough.
tricky to pull off.
You're right on that.
You
You're
have to
right on
fly
that.
them out somewhere probably. It just, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze there. I think what's a better
Yeah.
question, and what we all agree is the first and last event, or at least the first event, an event in the middle of the year should be a pro-am event, where pros and amateurs are playing against each other on land.
I think every event should be a pro-am event.
I would be super fucking down for that. I
That'd be
think
fine.
everybody on
They
this fucking
Just like
show
old
would.
days, Sam. Just like
They
the
all
old days.
should, but that's a whole
could just-
different conversation that
Yeah.
everyone in chat knows
It'd be-
how it's going to go.
It'd be cool, like if they could like figure that out, or even like the majors just like filled out like the last 4 spots and make it a 16 team bracket with 4 AM teams, and just do that every single time. I think it would. I think
kind
it
of
wouldn't
like
be
there
a bad
being
idea.
CDL points though on the line. The only thing that I hate about the minor format for this season is the fact that it's two entirely different formats. I hate to use that word twice, but you go from like playing for qualifiers for a major to then like interrupting the qualifier for something that has nothing to do with how your team is currently playing to then like going back to it afterwards because it's only for champs. It has nothing to do with the current qualifier. That's what I don't like about it. I think that that's dumb.
Yeah, I think we just need to go back to old school Call of Duty, man. Pool plays, open brackets, all that shit, bro. The more of that we can get, the better.
Qualifiers.
Yeah, but let's go on to the next one. Do you think organizations should consider getting team houses? It's a good way to build their brand and players' brand, similar to what Optic has done in the past. I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool. I don't know what it is from a logistical standpoint. Like, I don't know how much money it costs them to compared to how much they're spending now, but I think team houses can actually break apart teams. That's might be a hot take, but I feel like being around your teammates every day, all day, could make you go fucking insane.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple of teams that do team houses. I know ROKKR does a team house. I think Miami might do a team house as well, where all their players live there. So
this was a cool idea when everyone was like 17, 18, 19. But like
Brian said Boston and ROKKR both have one.
yeah,
for two. Like when you get older, bro, like you don't want to be in a team house.
I think the house. My bad. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think everyone wants.
Chris.
I think. Oh my god! I think I keep lagging out of Discord. Is what it is.
All good.
I'm just gonna leave it frozen for now.
I agree with you, Pat.
Yeah, it's not ideal as you get older, but I think the house is completely irrelevant. I just think that teams need to make more content. Like, listen, at the end of the day, they're primarily there to play, but the fact that Optic has like funny videos and stuff like that coming out, or even their podcast or vlogs and stuff like that. I know a lot of teams are doing like vlogs of the majors. I think that's great content. And granted, it might not get fucking hundreds of thousands of viewers, a couple thousand viewers here or there. Like, it gets people engaged. It gets people, fans of your team. So I don't mind it. I think teams just need to make more content regardless of the team house.
That's facts. Tommy's not here, so I mean, I to follow up and kind of fill while he's gone because I don't know. He didn't say anything and left. I mean, the problem is a 2016 way of thinking. A lot of teams right now, if you guys don't know, a lot of them live sometimes in the same building, but a lot of these guys are 22, 23. They want their own place, and they have a facility where they all grind and practice and play together. And that's your content opportunity, content play, whatever. The team house thing, to Tom's point, like Tom, maybe you can speak to it, like in your past experience, like it can have some serious downsides if there starts to be like personality and like chemistry issues.
I just think when you're around people for every minute of every hour of the day, I mean, I think it's good for players to kind of like live their own lives outside of like just being around your Call of Duty team all day. I think you go insane. You can take that as you want it. I've been in team houses before, and it just gets a little bit too much at times, I think. I actually think I like boot camps, right? Like maybe 2 weeks everybody.
I love boot camps.
I think boot camps are the best way to go about it. Like if you want to get together like 2 weeks before an event, or maybe boot camp and get everybody on land and do things that way. But I mean, living in a team house all year round, yeah, dude. Especially like as some of these players are getting older too, like you just don't want to live with other people, bro. Like you want your own space. But that's my opinion. I don't know. You guys have lived in team. Pat, you lived in a team house in Curse, didn't you? Or, like a long time ago, or is that no? You weren't on that team.
No, it was EG. I lived in a team house in Naval, bro. I don't know how I did it. First 8 months of my life.
Oh man.
Damn, my bad, Nub.
My bad, Nub. All right, let's take a look and see if there's any other questions coming in. Do you think young talent from challengers getting enough opportunities, or are teams too hesitant to take risk?
Bro, don't even answer that question. Like what?
All right. Well, some of these questions we already answered. A lot of people are asking about LAG, man. The people are asking about the Lunars pickup. I mean, you think it was a good pickup? What do you guys think? It's still too early to tell.
Yeah, I think he's. Yeah, I'm gonna hold my thoughts on him because I think this team. Yeah, this team needs a complete overhaul, not just one person.
There's 148 responses. There's got to be some good.
I mean, go look at him, Ben. I mean, everything's asking about the Falcons. Like, do they deserve to be in a? Like, we answered a lot of the questions we answered already.
I see a good one from a Gershon, I believe. Can I get a raise? Question mark.
Yeah, he's been saying that for fucking weeks, dude. He keeps saying, "Can I get a raise?"
Apparently, Records in your chat has a good question.
Records' question was top 5 dog shit in the league right now. That was his good question.
We have some positivity after this episode.
That's what I'm saying. Can we get something positive? All right, here. Let's watch Dylan attach Take Me Hostage in rank play. Here, let's watch this. Okay, slowly. Maybe really be your own duo, man. Be
That
your own
cost
duo.
by symbols.
Yeah. No, I don't know what Symbols was doing. I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, I don't think unless there's anything you guys see, Ben. I know you're scrolling through it. Who was each member's vibey / most fun teammate? Sorry, Ben. They had before making it pro, or at least their start when they were up and coming. Before making it pro?
Oh shit.
Pretty much was a pro since the fucking inception of the game.
Yeah, I mean they won't even know. Like nobody will even know if I start naming some names.
You guys will have no idea.
You guys will have no idea who we're talking about. Does the flank panel agree or disagree on ZooMaa not throwing the stun? What do you guys think? Should I have
You were
thrown the
dead,
stun?
Tom. I had you dead, bro. You were fucked.
What's done?
Bro,
BO4 reverse sweep of champs that we had on him.
Pat, they think if I just threw the stun, we
You
would
were
have
dead.
we
Tom.
would have won.
I was
That's
literally ironed on you. You were fucking dead.
Sam, did I not have the first 3 maps of absolute masterclass?
They don't. That's unimportant. It's about the last 2.
And all they talk about for some reason is this fucking stun grenade. Brother, I was dead.
You guys
It was-
hard cost MC map 4?
Oh,
That
okay,
is true.
so I didn't get hard costed map 3? I didn't. I got hard costed map 3. I got absolutely hard costed. You know what I mean?
Then you know guys no shot map 5.
MC had 50 map 4. Jeez.
Yeah, I
Yo,
don't know
random.
what we're doing.
This is not relevant to any questions, but I got just another topic because we talk about this. I feel like once a year. Do you guys think coaches should be on stage mid game?
You want Ben
Because
J's
other games do it.
No.
Ben J's coach fucking pitch on how you do this.
Why?
I don't think coaches should be allowed in comms for hardpoint. I think in S&D and control, you should be allotted 2 timeouts you can use over the course of a best of 5, and you can use it in either control or in between a round in S&D, and the coach will come up and talk to the team for 30 seconds. That's it. I don't think allowing the coach to speak in between every round in search is a good way to do it either.
I think,
Why?
Chris, I think it would be an absurd skill gap from coaching because I could go up on stage and not have my players call out in like a hard point or a control or a search.
Hey,
and
that would
I,
make coaches more valuable, though.
I think that's so like that just removes so much autonomy from the player.
I'm not
and, like,
agreeing or disagreeing
I
with
think
any
it just
take.
makes the. I think it just simplifies the game to a point where you
like
just hurt
starting
or
the
shoot straight.
conversation. Yeah,
Unless,
because
you know.
I know
Takes away
obviously
a
it's
little
different in
bit of talent.
CS because it's round based and Valorant and stuff like that. But in Halo, I think they have coaches up there the whole time and they're like calling out weapon timers. I know they're more
calling it,
useful
like, power,
there.
Yeah, like power weapons. And,
If you're gonna
yeah,
do,
like overshield and shit.
if you're gonna do the coach to talk to between every S&D round, they can't have Codcaster. They should only be able to cycle the player POV straight.
Well, yeah. I'm saying if they were like up on stage seeing like the player screens, like not actually
caster
watching a
call-outs.
caster
That's what I'm
screen.
saying. It's gonna get too fucking nerdy. Like,
Yo, this guy's
pinching. Turn the fuck around.
I'm not saying calling him. I'm not saying literally if they were just only able to talk in between maps. They should have no Codcaster for that.
Bro, if you want to add to the skill gap, bro, put both teams in a booth where they can hear each other and they play and you're able to talk shit to people mid map.
Oh my god.
That'd be
That needs
sick.
to come back, bro.
I'm on P1. Chow me, pussy.
Because then, bro, like you can get into people's heads and like that is a. I mean, bro, like I'll be
Bryce
honest.
Vassell had the
There's a
open
lot of
bracket shit
people
talk
in
down
this
to it, too.
league that.
Nah, I remember
run
Rick-
the
I remember
Booth thing I
Ricky-
can address.
Pat, how many players do you think would break nowadays in an open bracket setting?
Bro, it's
Nah,
not
bro.
even
I
funny.
remember Ricky had the cheese, bro. Like I don't know if y'all remember Rick, but Rick used
The
to have
one
his
ear, the
headphone.
one ear muff, the one ear muff. Dude?
Yeah, instead of it being over his ear, it was like on top of his ear, bro. I swear, my boy Rick was just.
Was he
Nah,
ahead of the
he was-
game? Was he ahead
Nah,
of the
he
game?
was doing it for
no,
sure.
just in general. Like
Nah,
he was
Rick was doing it,
soundboard,
bro. He would
I
play on
swear.
open bracket station 12, and he would have his fucking earmuff one off in search. I watched it.
Dude, the open bracket would get
didn't give a
gruely, bro. You'd have to grind to get out of the open
Bro,
bracket.
Yo,
bro.
Tom, let's go with
I
your
would be in
McDonald's
one-on-one
haircut.
clutches, bro, and I would be
Yo,
telling
chill.
people
What
like
the fuck?
where I'm at to throw
Fat
them off.
bastard.
Wait, didn't you say that you were doing that against Optic or something
Yeah, it
in
was
BO2,
Optic, it was
Pat?
Gfinity, bro. 1v2'd them, and I was literally telling them where I was at. That was different, though. I was just running them down. But, like, bro, imagine being in a clutch. Like, Tom, you're in a clutch scenario, 1v1 against me, and, like, I'm talking shit to you. Or, like saying, like, yo, I hear you over there. You know what I mean? Like, there's an element to... I mean, shit talk is an art, but, like, getting in your opponent's head...
It's an
doing shit
art.
like that...
It
like,
is.
Not that element of the game is gone, bro. Completely gone. And
You want to know
not
why?
even
that
playing
needs to
right
come
now.
back.
You want to know why we don't have boots anymore?
Fire hazard.
This is so like a bullshit, but you guys
Fire
will tip as a
hazard.
Benjay thing. Part of the reason is that when you have an enclosed space, there are requirements for safety reasons to include those spaces. Oftentimes, in some states and cities, it requires you have a sprinkler system and like sirens
Fire
and lights.
hazards.
And yeah, just think about how you would make that work in a booth that you're setting up temporarily in a one-off, and it just doesn't make sense at that
But
point.
people used to be farting in those booths. That shit
Bro, you
was-
used to have the aux in those things. Oh man.
Yeah, well, they
Good
were
times.
they were fire hazards, right? So like, I
Yeah.
think that's why they ended up getting rid of them. But they used to get too hot, in my opinion. They're just too it's just way too hot in there.
Well, the
way too
UMG
stuffy.
one was kind of janky. If that's the one you're talking about. Like those ones were a little too enclosed. But I mean, how was it?
Yes.
Was the Champs one like super hot too? Like the one they used at Ghost in AW?
I don't know.
either
We've
one of
been through
those.
some gruelers, bro. I remember playing at X Games, bro, in a tent. It was 110 degrees. That was hot. Like that, was tough.
in Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really bad, bro. I think you walk outside, you got like skateboarders and BMX riders. They're like, what the hell are these gamers doing here? What the hell's going on? But yeah, any other things that you guys want to get off your chest or say before we get into some predictions? Today's been a pretty wild episode.
If you guys had to predict the bottom 4 teams not making chance, bottom 3 other than Vegas, who are you picking?
LAG. Yeah, Vegas, LAG.
say Boston. I don't know why
Boston?
with them. I don't know with them. I just feel like they're going to be pretty decent online, but I feel like on land they're not going to like place well. I don't know why. I just have this inkling, but at the end of the day, it's.
So
you
the
never
question
know.
was who's not qualifying.
Yeah. Wait, the
thinks
bottom
Boston,
4
yeah.
for the entire year, right?
Doug's in here. Doug, there's no way Duarte
not-
just
not
said that,
champs
right?
qualifying?
There's no way,
Bro,
Doug.
but
Well, the thing is,
Boston, if
outside
you
of-
think they're good
outside of
online, bro, they could
Vegas-
qualify purely on online.
Yeah, they could. But outside of Vegas and like LAG, right, with them having like such poor starts, I feel like it's a gamble to pick the last 2.
Yeah, C9's
Cloud9.
the only plausible one but they're only 15
LAG.
back right now.
Vegas.
Doug said
I'm
I'll
gonna
bench
go.
press you.
I'm gonna go ROKKR, bro.
Really? You're
I'm
that
going
low on
Boston over
ROKKR?
Rocker.
Yeah.
Boston over Rocker.
Wait, Pat, why are you so low on ROKKR?
I just don't think they're that good.
I was
bro.
gonna ask you earlier when you
You
said
think
that.
Boston's better than them though?
Yeah.
Like, do you think Vancouver's better than ROKKR?
I think those last
probably
2
now.
spots.
Yeah. Probably now.
You think Vancouver's better than ROKKR right now?
Yeah. Now with their change. Yeah.
With Neptune, I could see them beating them.
But that's the thing.
But,
It's
like,
like,
dude,
I
that's
think
just-
ROKKR can be good. They just got to make changes. Like I just don't.
Like,
think
what's
the
their
current lineup-
change for Paul?
Instantly for Paul. Yeah. That's
But Paul's
a
been
no-brainer.
playing
been
great
playing
since the
good.
major.
I got no faith in that guy on the main
I
stage in the big
don't
moment.
know.
He played
played better
He's
on land.
comfortable
He played
now,
better on
Pat.
land than he
He's
did on
comfortable
Bro, I
land.
said
now.
in the big moment, bro.
Big Paulie, Pat.
I
Big
don't know. I
Paulie.
don't know if
moment
it's even
for this
just
team is
Paul.
top six.
I don't like Paul slander on the show. I don't like that.
Bro,
Big
he was
Paulie,
dropping
baby.
0.5s for a month. What do you mean?
Nah,
There's-
he was
this
just
isn't
having his
slander.
jersey was too tight. You got a bigger jersey.
He couldn't breathe.
He's back
Pat.
now. He's back, bro. He's
Well,
back.
we
He
had
couldn't
this
breathe. He
whole
had no blood
conversation.
circulation.
I think 2 spots out of that bottom, the 2 spots outside of like Falcons and
Yeah,
I
it
guess
is hard to
maybe
pick.
it's going to be hard to
It is
pick.
hard
Like
to pick.
No,
All
I,
these
think
teams-
I actually think it's easy.
All right, go ahead,
Ooh,
Ben.
all right,
If you
that's
feel
good.
easy.
C9
Okay.
in Boston, easy.
who's C9 Boston?
See, when I
Yeah.
said I was out on Boston yesterday, you were fucking cooking me, Ben.
Yeah, I was just having fun yesterday.
Ah,
I don't know why you
Because I
guys
also
are low
listened
on
to Chelly saying
Boston.
that Minnesota Rockers
No
gonna win an
way,
event,
Sam.
bro.
Sam,
Like,
no way you
what the
switching
fuck
it up,
bullshit
Sam.
was
Thing
they
is,
on that
though,
show
the thing is
yesterday?
though, it's
Okay.
weird. It's like I don't know if we're low on Boston or it's just that like we're just we're more high on other teams. It's not necessarily that we're low
I'm
on them
low on
because I think they're a good team. It's just like when you're
They
looking
don't
at
have the
all the
gunny,
other
bro.
when you're looking at all the other teams, like somebody's not going to qualify.
They don't
You know
got
what I
the
mean?
gunny, bro. It is what it is.
This could be
I love
this could be
Cam.
one. My
Right.
bad. I was gonna say this
No,
could be
go
one of the first years where like the 4 qualifying or the 4 non-qualifying spots for champs are not obvious outside of maybe 1 or 2.
And that is why this minor tournament next week is so massive for Cloud9, Vancouver, Boston, and Minnesota. Because holy shit, those 30 or 40 points could be massive come Major 4 when you're pulling up DreamHack Dallas. Either you are pretty much in at that point, or you got a lot of work to do trying to top 4 to make champs.
Let's get through the predictions. We got 4 matches tomorrow. We got FaZe versus Miami, Carolina versus Optic, LAG versus Vancouver, and Toronto versus Boston. I'll just speed run through these. I got FaZe over Miami. I got Optic over Carolina. I got Vancouver over LAG, and I got Toronto over Boston. Those are my picks. Pat, what do you got?
FaZe, Ravens, Vancouver, and I'm gonna go Boston with an upset.
Okay. What about you, Sam?
FaZe, Optic, Vancouver, Boston. Actually,
FaZe, Optic, Vancouver,
I
Boston.
have a do I want a Boston upset? Nah, I'll pick Toronto.
All right. What about you, Benjay?
FaZe, Optic, please don't troll this Optic. Vancouver, probably a game 5-er, and then I got Toronto.
I want to pick Optic, but I also want to balance out this shit. So I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think this is a 50-50 with the way
breaking
teams are
point,
playing. Yeah, we need
Yeah, I don't know
we
who's
need the
winning
match
that
to break
tomorrow.
Wait, did we
points,
all go optic?
You guys all went optic except for me and Pat.
I didn't
Oh,
go
yeah.
that
No,
way.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
we're
It's good
split.
balance. It's good balance.
Yeah, we're
good.
Yeah,
split.
that's fine.
So
We're
I'm gonna
good.
go FaZe. I'm gonna go Ravens, Vancouver, Ultra.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we got some better series tomorrow, man. I'm excited for tomorrow's matches.
Tomorrow should be good.
Yeah, tomorrow should be good for sure. But all right, anything else you guys want to say before Ben sinks the pot? Benjay, you
Just
better
after
sink this shit,
Mixie.
Benjay. Benjay, you better sink this shit, Benjay. You better sink
Fuck.
this shit.
You know, like that's your best fucking advice for me. Just
I mean,
I know, Ben, you've
Benjay,
been missing, bro.
Benjay, you've been missing.
I made it
bro.
on the
Like,
last show. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
I made
Did
it on
he?
the last show.
I
thought he
mean, that's
missed.
the last show that
Yeah,
we
I
missed
aced
before
it on
that.
Sunday. What?
All right,
Guys
ladies
don't
and
pay
gentlemen.
attention, apparently.
All right, he's yelling at us now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Benjay and Nassim walking off into the kitchen as he finds his putter and gets ready to sink this pot. Let's get those predictions going, huh? Let's get the predictions going in the chat. Let's see what you guys come up with here. And let's see what Benjay can do here. I don't even know. Do we not? Oh, there we go. The predictions are up now. We got over 12 million already of Ben sinking the pot. Only 5 million on Ben missing. Now it's 14 million, 15 million, 16 million. People are expecting Benjay to sink this pot, folks. Can Benjay get it done? He's got those stinky fucking slippers on yet again as he steps up to the green. He lines it up. Can he sink the pot? And he sinks the
Ben
pot,
hit the
ladies
walk
and
into Steph
gentlemen.
Curry
down the
turnover
middle,
right
Tom.
there. Yo, Ben
down
hit
the
the
fucking
Steph
middle.
Curry fucking 180 right there.
Nah, we didn't see it, bro. Can you redo it?
Damn, he hit that shit and turned around. That was cold, Ben.
No, yeah, nah, Benjay, that was typical, Ben.
He
That was
hit that. He
typical.
hit that shit and turned around like Steph.
Unbelievable.
I knew
Benjay.
that was instantly and after I hit it, so
Wow.
Unbelievable. Benjay, that's good work out of you, Ben. That's good work.
I appreciate it. Go.
Chat, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's show. We'll be back tomorrow. Obviously, got 4 banger matches tomorrow. Should be a lot more interesting than today's matches. But nonetheless, we had a good show, had a fun show. And I appreciate all you guys hanging out on both the watch party and over here on the flank, man. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out audio sites around. Go follow at the flank on Twitter. Gersh doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. New merch coming soon. Ben, I know you've seen the merch. I made some slight changes to some of the merch designs that we're dropping. But bro, the merch is fire. I'm excited for you guys to see it. And yeah, ZooMaa.gg for that, and join the community on Twitter. We're now over 20,000 people in the community, which is incredible, bro. Thank you guys for all the continuous support. But as always, man, take care, brush your hair, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on another episode of The Flank, man. You guys take it easy. Ciao, ciao. So long.